So it's an easy start. That's not gonna work. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning back into Chickanic. Hope everybody's having a great week. Up on the bench today, a customer brought in their almost brand new STIHL MS180C. Now, when you go to buy this chainsaw, you have two options. You can either get it with the regular old style rewind where it just had the single rewind spring connected to your pulley with the dog's cot. In the Easy Start, it has what they call a spring assist. It's a completely different spring that whenever you go to pull it gently, it will become taut and then it turns the other rewind spring. Now, they had good intentions doing this. I mean, if it is working correctly, it does help with your shoulder and sometimes it does make it easier to start. I am not a fan, mainly because I see so many customers have issues with it. A lot of them don't even realize that you need to just pull really gently and they just go to wrenching on it and it breaks, just like this one did. So if you're experiencing this issue, I want to go ahead and tear this one apart, let you see how to fix it all by yourself. So hopefully it'll save you some time, money, and frustration in the future. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of saving time, money, and frustration while fixing your own small engine equipment while watching in-depth tutorials, you've come to the right place because that's what I do. I upload a couple times a week, and if that sounds interesting, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell, and please leave a comment. I love to read through the comments, and I will reply to all the early commenters. As you can see here, this saw is pretty much brand spanking new. He's only been able to use it a couple times and already has issues with the rewind. Now, I do have to admit, when these saws first came out, I wasn't really a fan, but they've sort of grown on me in the last 15 years. First thing we're going to want to do is remove the top cover. Now, on this model, we do have 4 screws we're going to want to remove. 1, 2, 3, 4. And unlike other models where you're just able to take the side cover off once you remove those screws, you actually have to remove your fuel and bar oil caps because they're built into the side cover. And once you've done that, you just have to remove your chain brake handle from that side cover and we can pull the rewind off. And first thing we notice, the pulley, starter pawls, and clip look like they're in perfect shape. To remove this extra spring assist, we're just going to take this clip off, just like that. There's also a washer underneath. You do not want to lose that piece and your starter pawls. And then this will just lift right up. Now we can see the regular rewind pulley and this extra piece that they put in there to connect with the spring assist, because in the other models, this is the same exact pulley that they use. The housing is not as, recessed as this one is, and the starter pawls go straight in here and connect with the flywheel. So we're going to go ahead and give this pull. Now this feels like it's working and catching when it's not under a load. Well, putting it under a load, it's catching fine. It does need to be tightened up. You can tell that the customer put an extra little knot in it. At some point it got loose. But we need to figure out which spring is going bad here. So this is the spring assist, and it would catch going that way. Yeah, it's the spring assist that's not catching. Now, one thing you don't want to lose, there's also a washer on the other side. It was sort of stuck to it, so we didn't see it whenever we took it apart, but you don't want to lose that washer, so go ahead and set it aside. Now, first, we're just going to remove this center pawl insert. It doesn't look bad. Doesn't look worn out. Here's that extra spring, if you can see it. It's a very fat, taut spring here.
And let's see what's going on. Well, it's in its spot. It's not. So some reason this thing is, well, now it's working. It must have popped out or something. I don't get it. Maybe it was on the outside when I pulled it out. Yeah, that's what it was. I have it sitting on the outside of it, but if I get it back into its hole, so maybe this part is worn out. Because now that looks like, oh yeah, it's working just fine. Huh. Now, since this is a customer that lives pretty much in my neighborhood, I'm going to go ahead and just put it back together today and see if it'll get him going. That might have just been from him yanking on it like he would start his other 3 chainsaws that he have that does not have the easy assist, and just yanked it out of there. And hopefully this will be a really simple fix. But while we do have this part, I want to go ahead and fix this pull rope, make it a little tighter for him. Now, first thing, I've got to get his knot out here because we want this whole piece of rope to go back up in here. Yeah, we gotta tighten that up. So we're gonna make sure that it's so loose that it's not putting any pressure on the rewind spring that's underneath here. And now that it's not, I wanna go ahead and check, make sure everything's good with this spring underneath. No breaks, still looks perfect. Pulley looks good. All right, so now we are going to get this back in there. Put it back through here. I'm going to use my figure-8 knot here, which is 1 twist, another twist, and then bring the end up through. I'm going to go ahead and melt it just a little bit, just so it doesn't come apart on itself. All right, pull up all the rope we can, and now we're going to rewind the spring. Now, we know that when we pull it, it pulls this way, and then it retracts this way. So we want to go that way it will retract the other way. So we're going to turn it clockwise. And while I do that, I'm going to hold the rope. And I can't really show you, my fingers are all up in the way, but I'm just twisting as I'm holding the rope, keeping it You can just hold it and twist the entire thing if you want, which makes it easy too. Do that again. Be careful though, you will hurt your fingers if this thing goes loose on you. All right, I think that we've got it pretty good. I'm gonna hold it tight. Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, that's good. It's nice and tight now. And I think we can go ahead and put everything back together and see how she runs. We're gonna go ahead and put our washer right back on there, and that washer is just so this doesn't rub completely against that plastic part there. Go ahead and put our spring assist back down. Put our washer there, our starter pawls back in. And then we're going to reattach the clip. Now we want to make sure that these starter pawls expand out as we pull it, just like that, so they can catch inside the flywheel. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put a little tension on it to make sure that it's not going to pop out of place like it did last time. I think we're good to go.
Now, if you have to replace the entire pull rope because it broke, you'll want to find size 3.5 and you'll use about 34 inches. If you have size 4 that fits in most push mowers, it'll work, but it's a tight fit. Okay, before we start her up though, I did want to tell you all this. I see a lot of comments on the Facebook small engine repair sites telling people that if their chainsaw is running boggy to check the spark arrestor screen. I can tell you out of the thousands and thousands of chainsaws that I have worked on, the only ones I've seen that were clogged on a chainsaw, because chainsaws, they run so hot, even a lot of times when they're idling, they're just running really hot. The muffler's hot enough to actually burn all that carbon off. But I have seen them clog in the 180s and the 170s. It's super simple to check. You just remove these 2 nuts right here, and the screen is right behind here. And see if that's your issue. But 99% of the time, your spark arrestor screen is not going to clog up on a chainsaw.
I also want to show you this. These chainsaws come with a toolless, easy chain adjust, and so it's a pretty good design. I don't see any issues with them, usually ever. But what I do want to remind you is that when you're using your chainsaw, every time you sharpen it or every other time you sharpen it, you're going to want to flip your bar over. Now, whenever people have this one, they're not sure how they're going to do it when they've got this gear on the side of their bar here. Let me show you. So this gear is attached to your bar, but it's only attached with this one screw right here. So if you would like to flip your bar over, you can just remove this one screw, put the gear on the other side, and the screw will go in through this side.
That way your bar will wear evenly and you can get twice the life out of it.
All right. Let's see how she runs now. Now remember, you just pull really lightly. Go. Okay. Take her off choke. And that's the fix.
Well, thankfully my customer got out really cheap today. But to tell you the truth, a lot of times when I go in there, it's not the actual spring assist spring that I see the issue with. A lot of times it's the rewind spring itself has come out of whack. But it's usually doesn't take any parts. Everything just needs to sort of be put back in its place. Hopefully, if you have this issue, you've seen this video now, and I can save you some time, money, and frustration in the future. Also, if you're just tired of the spring assist, you didn't know what you were buying when you got it, and it just really keeps giving you issues over and over again, if you want to go back to the original rewind assembly, you can on this unit. You can get it for about 40 bucks OEM from STIHL, or they have aftermarkets on Amazon with really good reviews for about 15 bucks. I will leave a link in the description box below. So guys, if you find yourself coming back over and over again, think about hitting that subscribe button, and if you ain't tired of me yet, check this video out right here.